My name is Lewis and I'm currently training for some of the biggest triathlon races I've ever competed in, and in today's episode I finally get a bike fit after 4 years of riding. Also, I managed to steal a win at PARKRUN. I know it's not a competitive race before I get comments, but I did manage to take first place with a new PB, which you'll have to keep watching to find out what it is. Getting this set up somehow. That'll do. So, to start off this week, I did have one session on the bike which was labelled jelly legs. I've just finished up a bike session labelled jelly legs, and that is exactly how my legs feel at the moment, hence why I'm sort of stood funny over the bike. The session I'll put up on the screen rather than saying it because it's quite a complicated one, but it's like short, sharp, really hard efforts. But having said that, I did get some quite good power numbers out of it. I didn't get any all-time power numbers, unfortunately, but yeah, held like 350 watts for 5 minutes, 260 for 10. That's not too bad. 363 for a minute. Yeah, got some quite good power numbers out of it. So, went quite well actually. On that last sort of section of intervals really took it out of me. They were hard work, but got it done. Happy with that session. I was a little bit nervous going into it because it stings. It's a very painful one, but went well. So I've now got to go for a swim shortly. I missed it on Monday. I was meant to do it, but as I mentioned in previous videos, pool's been closed, so haven't been able to, but they've opened literally today's the first day they're open again. So gonna go and get a swim done shortly, probably gonna have a bit of food first, shower up. But yeah, thought I'd just document this session because it was a tough one and it might be funner, or if you guys wanted to give it a go, see how you get on with it. That was a very tough session to start the week. So with this session, obviously my legs were sore and painful after from muscular fatigue, I suppose, just from the session itself. But also, if you've been following my channel, you know that I keep getting this really annoying knee and hip niggle. It comes and goes, it's sometimes there, it's sometimes worse, but it's always playing on my mind. So with that, I ended up booking in my first ever bike fit, which I know I should have done a long time ago, but things happen, I didn't do it. But yeah, I ended up booking it in with a guy called Lyons, I think his name is, or Lyons. Basically in the Giant store in Chelmsford. I made my way down there on Friday, I believe it was.
Let's see how you do under pressure. Yeah, I've been wanting this shit forever. I've been in the field with whatever they throw at me. Brush it off, pick myself up, moving on to the better. Hey. Yeah. Ain't no errors, baby, it's a new era. I wake up early, feeling rich like I'm Kesha. I get to the paper, boy. Extra. Fuck with me, you know that I got it. Come with me, let's take a trip.
It is bike fit day. Got a long drive first, better get started.
Next, fuck this up, I'll send you back to your ex, but good luck with that, this is big as it gets. Hey, let's see how you doing.
So, the good thing to know is that my position wasn't horrendous to start with. We really didn't change actually too much. I did get given a piece of paper, which I probably should have with me, but I'm gonna try and remember it the best I can. All we ended up changing, so we initially ran through like an assessment of me, of questions about my type of riding, you know, triathlon, how many hours I train, what problems, you know, that I've got, my hip and knee, if I have any saddle discomfort, and a load of questions about that sort of stuff. We then ended up doing like a bit of we did some walking up and down, we did some basic like movements to try and understand my physiology and my flexibility. Then got on to actually sitting on the bike and pedaling. The first thing that we changed was my seat angle. Now I thought that my seat angle had always been flat. Turns out it wasn't. It was actually pointing like 1 degree up. We changed it to being like 1 degree down. That made a huge difference straight away, just in terms of saddle comfort and how I could sit on the saddle. So that was a big positive. The next thing we changed was actually lowered the saddle by about 2 mil. It was literally 2 or 3 mil, like very, very small difference.
almost to a point where it was hard to tell, but yeah, we did that. And then the other thing which I think made a huge difference was my cleat position. Actually got them here. So Nick looked at my shoes and realised that one of my cleats, I think it was this one, so my right cleat was about 6 or 7 mil lower than this cleat. And the reason is because the holes, and there's markers on the shoes where you kind of want the shoes to fit. Now, and well, a now sat after Nick sort of played around with them, perfectly level. So one is not higher than the other. And a good way to test this is you can put it on the edge of a desk and measure it up, and you can see that both shoes are pretty much perfectly aligned. If you look at the markers, they're miles off compared to what's at where they should be. So basically, I've explained that terribly. Long story short is don't go by the markers on the shoes. Always kind of do a physical actual look and kind of shove them together and stuff, so you can get a better idea of where the actual center of the cleat should be on both sides, because the markers are always off apparently. So that was really interesting. We got that fixed, and I think that was probably what made the biggest difference in terms of my bike fit. The next thing that we changed was basically my reach. Nick believed was a little bit too short, so we then pushed my levers round the bars slightly more, and that gave me like an extra couple of centimeters of reach, maybe a centimeter of reach, which I didn't necessarily feel like I needed to do. I didn't feel squished, but after doing it, I can tell why he did it. It did feel a lot better. Would I recommend getting a bike fit? 100%. I can't believe, I mean, we made like millimeter adjustments and it made a massive difference on my comfort of the bike. I did later on in the week on Sunday, like a 2.5, 3 hour bike ride on the turbo trainer, which is not comfy at the best of times, and especially when you've got niggles, it makes it really like tough and annoying. I basically did that ride and I had very little to no knee pain. I think I had literally 0 hip pain. Really happy to get that done, and yeah, definitely just go and get a bike fit. I mean, this one with Nick was, I'll put leave a link to where I found it in the comments below, but he was £130 for a few hours of his time, and it was so worth it.
His bike fit completed. Position was actually all right. He said it was not too bad at all. The guy's name's Nick. He was yeah, really nice guy, and I'm really glad I got it done. And also, it's, you know, price wise, you can't complain. Really good, and it's nice just to have, even though we didn't change a huge amount, and I will get onto what we did change. It's nice to know that your position isn't horrendous. So happy overall. Need to get home now. It's yeah, it took a good couple of hours, but I'm really glad that I got it done.
Moving on with the week, on Saturday I went, and on the training plan basically was to do a long run but incorporate a park run into it. If you don't know what a park run is, they're basically, I think they're definitely in the UK, I'm not sure if they're anywhere else, but in the UK every Saturday morning at 9 AM in loads of local parks. I mean, there's literally probably thousands of park runs across the UK. You go basically do a free 5k event. Now, these aren't necessarily made for competing. There's a lot of people that just go and get round them, which is amazing, and they're an amazing organisation, and the fact that they do these and it's all run by volunteers, I could go onto it for ages, but I'm not going to. Right, sorry, we're switching up the angle again. My SD card just filled up, so yeah, had to pause it there. But what was I saying? Yeah, 5k park run, basically a free park run. You can do a free 5k run, you can do every Saturday morning in local parks across the UK. Not competitive, but you do get competitive people there. There was over 200 runners at this one. I did a quick 20-minute warm-up to start it off, just to warm up the legs, the dog's barking, Reeve! And yeah, went and did it. Basically, my aim was to try and be somewhere in the 18 minutes. My fitness isn't at an all-time high right now, obviously it's off-season, but I wanted to get a good workout in and push myself, so that's exactly what I did. So I started out, it was like a 3-lap course, this one, so I started out with like a group of maybe 5 guys, and then basically each one kind of kept dropping off until right at the end I was the last man standing. Ended up with an 18:09, which is a PB, like a 5:15 minute per mile I think it is. Yeah, I managed to take the win by a few seconds, which is kind of cool. Again, they're not competitive races, but still feels nice to cross the line in first place. So happy with that, and then went on and did like an extra 6 miles I think after that.
It is an absolutely lovely morning. I'm a little bit out of breath. Just finished parkrun in 18 something or other. I haven't checked yet, but might have been a PB in the 5k. Also came first. I know it's not like a competitive running thing, but it's a really big group this morning. I've only done parkrun a few times, but definitely felt like there was a good couple of hundred people, but I'll check on the results later. But anyway, lovely morning, cold, but lovely. I'm going to finish off this run, get it up to 10 miles, and then yeah, finish it there.
That was kind of rounded up a really good week of training. I will go through my weekly volume as I usually do. Ended up doing 28.24 miles, which was 3 hours and 43 minutes. Riding was a little bit less than usual. It was 98 miles with 5 hours and 18 minutes. And then the swimming, only got 2 swims in, but that was only what was on the plan, and one of them was a slightly longer one. So that was 7,327 yards. I have no idea what that is in meters, maybe like 6.5k, somewhere around there. 1 hour and 43 minutes, which gave me a total overall volume of 10 hours and 48 minutes, which isn't a huge week to be fair. But this week is also going quite well, so make sure that you are subscribed if you want to see further updates. Obviously, my race plans for next year are the European Middle Distance Champs in Portugal, Outlaw Half Holkham, Ironman Tallinn in August, with a few other races chucked in here and there. So if you want to carry on watching how I build up to these races and how I'm going to get there, also about bike stuff, then make sure you are subscribed. Like this video, comment any questions you have down below, and I will see you next week for another triathlon related video. Peace.